sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. On the Browns sideline, you see Kevin Stefanski. His team fell in their season opener a week ago, now hitting the road, looking for their first win. His counterpart on the Ravens side is John Harbaugh. His guys also fell in the opener a week ago, so we've got a couple of teams here desperately wanting to avoid an 0-2 start. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, set to get this one started. Off we go here in Baltimore. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
The biggest takeaway coming off last week's loss is he just needs to make a bigger impact overall. He certainly wasn't bad. I mean, no interceptions, protected the ball. But he needs to do more. He needs to kind of let it loose and take some more shots down.
Oh, right at the outset, he lost the football. The Browns say they have it, and they do.
That's just got to be a really deflating way to start this game. Like, I mean, you work on this opening script all week long with the expectation that you're going to start fast, and then you come out early, careless with the ball. They knock it loose and create the early takeaway.
The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
I think when you take a step back...
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Now the first carry for King Henry. And the strength will display rattling through tacklers for a gain of 8 yards.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and a yard.
Hey, Alpha, it's hot.
Off the play fake, Jackson. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. That's the 4-time All-Pro Myles Garrett. He gets in to drop him for his first sack of the young season.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
It's hot.
On third down, Jackson over him in a flash, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. But the Cards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
On fourth down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. And he's going to be brought down after a short return And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Right to the air goes Sanders. Short pass taken in by the tight ends. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
He'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Shador. He'll get this complete to Jerry's Judy. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
9-yard gain on the play. It's 3rd down.
On 3rd and 1, it's Sanders. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. It is a big play for the Browns. 35 yards.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
On play action, Shador. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. The Pro Bowler the last 2 years, Nnamdi Madubuike. He had a sack in the opener last week. He's got another one here. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Sanders. Oh, got him again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive.
And now after this last sack, this offensive drive has just completely gone off the rails, Mike, and their chances of picking up this 1st down are somewhere between slim and none.
And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
A little miscommunication there, and now brings up 3rd down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
And this is going to work out just fine. Kick goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. You play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, man, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
And this is a slight improvement over the previous, but he's not going to lose yardage. He's not gaining any either. It's 3rd down. So the two sides going to make that long walk to the other end of the field. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 3rd and 14 coming up. Sequence, not one to build on. He's going to lose yardage on the 3rd down, and quickly it brings up 4th down.
Great Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Ravens bring their punt team out as he's on to punt for the second straight drive. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Browns offense ready for their second possession. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you, because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack.
And he's into the end zone. David Njoku, touchdown Cleveland. His first touchdown of the new campaign.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Tylan Wallace now on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime, each team getting the ball. I am so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, you know, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
The Browns offense getting set to get back to work. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags will also play in London week 6 and 7. Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short. No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for 4th down. That's taken in, and he's going to have the first down. So taking a chance there, playing with the lead, but it works out for them. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And he's going to be looking at a short field for the offense after the INT. Can't tie the game or even take the lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Jackson now to throw on 1st down. He'll step up and run. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Now Jackson, this a design run. And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll run again. And he will get into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The kick is good. That ties the game at 7.
Still a little time. Final minute of this 1st half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This returnable from the 4. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Browns offense going to take over here in the final minute of this 1st half. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
From the shotgun, it's Sanders. He'll get that to Quinshon Judkins.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
He'll find his rookie wide out from Texas. And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to take a shot down the field. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. Throwing again is Sanders. He's going to try it here again. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And he was a top 10 rusher from a year ago, Josh Jacobs. He's got the rock, he's got some room, he's got speed. 39 yards for the touchdown. The Packers are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. Next up, we go to the Steel City. We'll check in on the Steelers as they play host to the Seattle Seahawks. And this is Kenneth Walker III. He's been terrific in the first half, this the first of his 2 touchdown runs. Lastly, let's get down to Miami, the Dolphins hosting the New England Patriots. And here's Jalen Waddle. This will help the old stat line. He's going to make the catch and realize, I don't think anyone's going to get me, and they don't. It's a catch and run of 86 yards. Touchdown. 14 all the score at the half. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, each team's been able to manage just 1 touchdown, 7-7 tied at the half. As we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Touchdown apiece, 7-7 the score as we begin half number 2. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Browns offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, and the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number 1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around it as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jenkins. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their 1st-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
That's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year. But after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL. So he gets on the board, first catch of his career. I can promise you he's going to hang on to that ball. Now, it wasn't the flashiest of plays, but just try to get him comfortable and try to settle him into this game.
Fourth down. Here's Sanders. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. And he will get the first down. They took a chance, but they convert on 4th and 3.
First down, Cleveland.
To throw is Sanders. On the move left. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Namde Matabike. He had 2 sacks in the opener, and give him one more here in week 2. Now, Shador. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
And he will score. Touchdown, Brown. That is first touchdown of the new year. Well, that was a pretty easy touchdown. He was wide open, Greg. Easy chance to close the deal, and they do with a touchdown.
And, Mike, it just appears to me that's just a breakdown defensively. You can't allow a receiver to not only be so open it's an easy pitch and catch, but then to have the space to operate after the catch to finish that one off in the end zone.
Kick is good. Makes the score Browns 14, Ravens 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. LeJohntay Wester now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Ravens offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail down 14-7 as they'll come up for first and 10. On play action, here's Jackson. Now he'll air one out. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 24-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a first down.
At the 40-yard line.
On the option, they give it to Henry. And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back, and they get him down for no gain.
Brings up second
Ball
and
on the
9
40 now.
at the
Here's
40-yard
second down and 9. Jackson. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On one, ready?
Here we go. 3rd and a yard. They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that 1st down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the 1st down.
They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he'll get it back to midfield. That's it. No gain on the play. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Jackson looking to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. Myles Garrett, he gets it yet again. That's now 3 sacks for him in this one.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
3rd and long for Jackson. Moving outside the pocket. And that's not going to be nearly enough. He'll get 4, but 4th and long coming up.
You have to admire when quarterbacks are willing to put their head down and fight for some extra yardage, Mike. But sometimes the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Get down, protect yourself, live to play another snap.
Ravens sending the punt team out there. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Let's go.
They'll run with Judkins to begin the drive. Here's 2nd and 9.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
They run it once more with Judkins. And it'll be marked out up at the 34-yard line. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Cleveland.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 5.
Man, 3. Hey, hey. COVID-19.
Again, it's Judkins. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down.
Cavity Lions.
Here's Sanders to throw. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. And now the defense is going to take their 1st time out. Remember, they get an extra one built in with a 2-minute warning coming up momentarily. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Now, Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. It's a nice start to the drive. A gain of 10 and a quick 1st down.
1st and 10.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. It's a gain of 16, and it's 2 nice plays to begin this drive. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion.
At the 43-yard line.
Now Henry. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
Jerome Baker in on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 37-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. That's the safety crack dealt him.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do, if that's the case, is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
The Browns offense ready for this next possession. And still 2 timeouts left for the defense, but no real need to use them. They're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
Get it.
Now the former Vol, Dylan Sampson. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he gets this up past the 40-yard line. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their 2nd.
1st down.
They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. The 1st down right back to Sampson. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble.
Oh my goodness, Mike, what a mistake. Late in the game, you're protecting the lead. That can't happen. You know they're going to be raking at the ball. You know they are desperate to create a turnover. Just somehow he doesn't put the ball away, and this game just got a lot more interesting.
Now 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6.
Now it's Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 10 yards.
Now the spike as the clock takes under 50 seconds to play. They'll come up now for 2nd down. Jackson now. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Again, it's Jackson. He'll try to run for it. Trailing late. They've got to go here. It's 4th down.
A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
Now Jackson. That's going to be caught. And this is not going to do it. The defense comes through here in the final minute. And it may just be enough to get them a victory. Only 1 timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So it's a win for the visiting Cleveland Browns. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.